The Albuquerque Police Department says it's making progress with its court-mandated reforms with the Department of Justice.
But they're still paying an independent monitor the same amount of money they have been for years. And tonight, John Cardinelli asks why in a Target 7 investigation.
As part of that settlement agreement, the city was ordered to pay an independent monitor every month. And in the past 8 years, the cost has climbed. So why are taxpayers not being given a break since APD announced that it was in full compliance with several parts of the settlement agreement?
We're going to approach the courts and we're going to ask that the citizens of Albuquerque be given some relief in the amount that they're paying towards being monitored. And we're hoping that all the parties agree.
That was 9 months ago after Police Chief Harold Medina announced APD was in full compliance with 25% of the DOJ settlement agreement. At that time, they had already paid this man, Dr. James Ginger, $9.7 million since the agreement was reached in 2015.
And I agree, a 25% reduction in monitoring should have some kind of effect at the end of the day.
But since then, the city has paid Ginger an additional $1 million. And Wednesday, the DOJ announced that APD was in compliance with 80% of the policy changes it was supposed to make. If you recall, it was more than 8 years ago when the Justice Department determined that APD
engages in a pattern or practice of use of excessive force.
That was after APD had shot and killed 20 people over a 4-year period. The feds reached a settlement agreement with APD calling for them to make 300 policy changes and to hire an independent monitor to ensure those changes were happening.
I'm fairly optimistic. I'm not impatient.
Ginger, who now makes more than $1.5 million a year, had said he was going to reside in Albuquerque. But over the years, Target 7 has made numerous attempts to find him, but couldn't.
Hi, yeah, I'm looking for the Office of the Independent Monitor. Do you know what that is?
I don't know what that is.
They're not here. We were told they're in town.
I believe they're in town, but they only have office hours certain hours of the day.
The city started paying Ginger about $120,000 a month. That number went up to $133,000 in 2019.
The cost is very high, especially for, essentially one man and his kind of small enterprise that he's in charge of to supervise Albuquerque for the DOJ.
Paul Gessing of the taxpayer watchdog group Rio Grande Foundation says he's frustrated that taxpayers are not getting a break despite APD's progress.
I think it's a reasonable question to ask.
Target 7 determined violent crime in Albuquerque has increased by double digits since the DOJ took over. And we found other cities, such as Seattle, Los Angeles, Cleveland, and Phoenix, saw similar increases. That has had the police union frustrated.
We have spent millions upon millions upon millions of taxpayers' dollars for what? What did you get, Albuquerque? What did you receive out of this process? But higher crime, a smaller police department, and you're waiting longer for calls. That's it.
The recent agreement APD and the DOJ reached mentions nothing about the monitor's costs. We reached out to APD to find out when and if taxpayers are going to get a break. We've yet to hear back. For Target 7, I'm John Cardinelli.